Today we're going to go over solving quadratics, okay? I taught you multiple ways to solve quadratics. Okay, one of the ways is in your calculator. This is the way you're probably going to do it 90% of the time. The calculator, write it down. To solve it in your calculator, to solve a quadratic, what do you have to set it equal to? 0. So set equal to 0. So for y1, you'll put in the quadratic like x squared plus 3x plus 4. I'm just making that up. And for y2, you'll put in 0. If you don't put in the 0, it's not going to solve it for you when you do second trace. What are you looking for? Where the parabola touches the x-axis. All right, the next way that I taught you that you'll probably use is the quadratic formula. Don't write too big. The quadratic formula, because we're going to write the formula down. Where can you find the quadratic formula at? On your star chart. So the formula is negative b. That pen does not work. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Another way I taught y'all was the square root method. This only works when the bx is missing. Y'all remember that? And you don't set it equal to 0. You solve it like a regular equation. But these two are my favorite ways because they work on every single one. Like this will only work for particular ones. You see what I'm saying? But these will work on any type of parabola, any type of quadratic. Okay, so those are the ones that we'll probably talk about. All right, what happens if the parabola is above the x-axis and never touches it? There's no solution. All right, so on all of these, you're just going to set them equal to 0. And how many solutions are there most likely? 2. There can be 1 if it's only touching in one spot. You might need to adjust your windows when you're solving these to see where they're touching that x-axis. So just be mindful of that. All right, let's go do number 4. What do y'all think? What way would you do on this? Out of the 3 we wrote at the top, what would you do on that one? If you had to pick one of these, what would you pick? The calculator. What do I need to set this equal to? 0. So I'm going to leave this alone, and I'm going to leave it exactly like it is. 5x minus 9 squared, but I need to pull the 20 to the left by subtraction. And that's how I would put that in my calculator. Now, right now, my windows are set from negative 20 to positive 20, so that's probably fine. So I'm going to go to y equals, and I'm going to type it in exactly how I see it. So 5, open parentheses, x minus 9, close parentheses, squared, minus 20. And then for y2, I'm going to put in my 0. I'm going to hit second trace, option 5. And there are my 2 answers. So I'm going to go over to the first one. Enter, enter, enter. The first answer is at 7. And then I have to hit trace again. Second trace. Option 5. Go over to the next intersection. Enter, enter, enter. And the next answer is 11. Can you write these as a coordinate? 7, 11? No. Guys, is this a point at 7, 11? Are these their own coordinates? Do you see what I'm saying? You cannot write that as a coordinate. You do not put 7, 11. This is 7, 0, and this is 11, 0. Does that make sense? Or you could just put the answers are 7 and 11. Or x equals 7, x equals 11. Do not write them as coordinates. Now on number 6, I want you to use the quadratic formula. So let's go do it together. To use the quadratic formula, I still have to set this equal to 0. So I have x squared plus 3x. Does everybody know why I put plus 3x? So I pulled it to the left. Minus 1 equals 0. We're not going to solve this one in our calculator. We're going to do the quadratic formula just to freshen up on it. Okay, the quadratic formula says the opposite of b. Well, what is b? Positive 3. So what is the opposite of positive 3? Negative 3 plus or minus the square root of. Okay, plus or minus the square root of. B squared, so what is b? 3. So 3 squared is 9. I'm just going to go ahead and do it because I know 3 squared is 9. Minus 4 times a times c. So 4 times a, well, what is a? 1 times negative 1. Well, isn't that just negative 4? We'll just put 9 minus 4 times a times c. We'll let the calculator do it. All over 2 times a, which is 2 times 1. Now, this answer is going to be a crazy long decimal. Okay, so on the STAAR test, they might not give it to you as a full answer. I want y'all to see this. They might just finish this out. So everybody watch. What is 9 minus 4 times 1 times negative 1? It's 13. Yes? So what I'm trying to show y'all is the STAAR test might leave your answer looking like this. Negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 13 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. That is the answer. How many answers is that? 2. Why? Because you have to do the plus and you have to do the minus. Now, what I'm trying to tell y'all is on the answer choices, that might be the answer choice. If you were to solve it in your calculator, it's going to give you the actual answer. So let's go put it in and see. What is negative 3? Oh, I need alpha y equals. What is negative 3 plus the square root of 13 over 2? Do y'all see why they left the answer like this instead of that? Because that's like a crazy answer. You could still say x is equal to approximately 0.3. But I need the other answer. So I hit second enter, and I'm going to go change that plus sign to a minus sign. And there's the other answer. X equals negative 3.3. So this could be the answer on the STAAR test multiple choice, or it could give you these. You just need to be mindful of that. Now, if you chose to use the calculator for this and you get these two answers, and this is the answer choice, you could just convert this to a decimal and see which one gives you the answer. Like, just use your common sense, okay? All right, let me see what else I want to go over. Oh, we need to go over the back. So just to show y'all what your answers are going to look like on this page, it looks crazy. Everybody look. Y'all see all that? Because you're going to graph each one of those on this picture. Make sense? Okay, so I'll get y'all started on a few of them. What it says is you have the parent function x squared, and they graphed it for you. Does everybody see the parent function graph? It says if you change the function to x squared plus 4, what effect did it have on it, and what type of transformation is that? Well, what did I tell y'all? If it's not in parentheses, and it's out to the side, and it's plus or minus, what did it do to it? It moves it up or down. So what is this going to do? It's going to move it up 4. So the effect is it moved it up 4. What type of transformation is that? When you move something left, right, up, or down, that is called a translation. So it is a vertical translation. Why was it vertical? Because it went up or down. Now let's pretend we didn't know what it did. How could I see what it did? Go put it in y equals, right? So I could literally go to y equals, put in x squared plus 4, hit graph, and you can see, look, it moved it up 4. And if I want to graph it over here, where would I go? To the table. And I would get some coordinates. So I've got 0, 4, negative 1, 5, positive 1, 5, negative 2, 8, and positive 2, 8. So it didn't stretch it, it didn't compress it, it just slid it 4 units up. So does everybody understand how they're going to do the rest of these? What is this one going to do? I just want y'all to look with me. Down 3. What is it going to do if it's in parentheses? Left or? But it's opposite, right? So this one would be right 5, and this would be left 3. Okay, go to this one. Now we're going to look at when you multiply, and it's going to either stretch it or compress it. Make sense? All right, so let's look. What do y'all think is going to happen when we multiply by a number greater than 1? It's a vertical stretch. So let's pretend I have no idea. I go to y equals, I type in 3x squared. I hit second graph, and I just go graph it over here, and that will show me what it did to it. So I have 0, 0, so it shares the vertex. It didn't move it at all. 1, 3. Negative 1, 3. And then all of a sudden it goes negative 2, 12, like up here, and positive 2, 12. What effect did that have? Did it make it narrower or wider? So it was narrower. And what type of transformation? It is a vertical stretch. So do y'all know how you're going to do the rest of these now? So it's not hard. It's just a lot of graphing on the same picture. Yes? All right, at the bottom, these are reflections. Yes? So if it reflects across the x-axis, it's going to make it go down. I need everybody's eyes with me. What happens if I reflect this across the y-axis? Everybody look, this is the y-axis. If I reflect this across the y-axis, are you even going to notice? No. So wherever the reflection is across the y-axis where it says effect, it's really, you can't tell what happened because it looks the same. So you would just say no visible change. Like I can't see the change. But it is still a reflection across the y-axis. Okay? So one of them is a reflection across the x-axis. You'll clearly see it will flip down. But the other one, like if I flip this, this is just going to go over here and this is just going to go over there. You're not going to be able to see the change. Make sense? All right. The last one I want to go over with y'all is number 3 on the multiple choice. This is called vertex form, and I did not teach this because I don't even know why. They really haven't really asked many questions over it, but I want to teach y'all vertex form just real quick. It's on your star chart right here. Do y'all see it right here? So I'm going to go explain it to you, so write this down. Vertex form is f of x equals a, open parentheses, x minus h squared plus k. So all you need to know is in vertex form, this number, I keep grabbing my pen, it's not working. This number right here is the opposite of the x coordinate. of the vertex. But do you see how it has a minus sign? So that's the opposite of the x coordinate. The k is the y coordinate. Of the vertex. Okay, so look at the what they gave y'all. So this is the vertex, right? It says, which quadratic function in vertex form, so these are written in vertex form, can be represented by the graph that has a vertex here and it passes through negative 9, 8. Well, if it has a vertex here, this is going to be the x coordinate. So the opposite of negative 3 is plus 3, so it would be plus 3 right there. And the k is the y value of the vertex, so it would be minus 4. So which one of these two answers have plus 3 in parentheses and then minus 4 outside the parentheses? A and D. So I'm going to mark out B and C. So how am I going to pick between the other two? Well, it says it passes through the point, negative 9, 8. Can I use my calculator now and put this in y equal and see what passes through negative 9, 8? You see what I'm saying? So that's what you'll do from there. Make sense? All right. You can help each other, work together. Let me know if you need any help.